Welcome to Can Do Baking. It's your girl Samantha, and today we are baking one of my favorite chocolate chip cookies. Cookies stuffed with so much chocolate you don't know what to do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Remember to check the description for the full recipe. I've also included an alternate recipe for those who like peanuts to be added into your chocolate chip cookies if you have that nut tinge that you want within your cookies. So we're going to first start by going ahead and doing our dry prep. So right here we have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're just going to go ahead and add our baking soda and our baking powder to that and give it a quick little whisk. And the purpose of adding that baking soda, baking powder is to help our cookies leaven out when they're in the oven with the heat, and it'll also make them a lot more fluffier than if we didn't have the baking soda or baking powder. All right, so now it's time to make the dough. We're going to start with 1.5 cups of room temperature butter, and to that I'm going to go ahead and add my brown sugar, which is 1 cup of brown sugar and 1 cup of granulated sugar. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my 1 full yolk with 1 full egg. And then also my vanilla extract. Give that another blend. You know you've mixed it well when it looks more fluffy and it's kind of lighter in color than it was when it was just creamed with butter. So now I'm ready to go ahead and start adding my dry prep ingredients into my dough. So I'm just going to add half of it at a time and let that get incorporated before I add the other half. Again, give it a good push down before I turn my mixer on. All right, and now I can go ahead and add the rest of it. I think there's no better way to celebrate today's inauguration than to make my favorite chocolate chip chunk cookies. Alright, so now I am ready to add my goodies into my mix. So I have 1 cup of white chocolate chips, 1 cup of milk chocolate chips, just a little bit in there, half a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and half a cup of dark chocolate chunks. Now that I have my dough nice and mixed in, you see how nice and even that is, I'm going to take my trusty gallon Ziploc bag and put it inside of here so that I can let it chill in the refrigerator for a little bit before I bake it off. Now that I have it in my Ziploc bag, I'm going to go ahead and close my bag about 3/4 of the way so that I can begin to spread it out. I'm just going to push it down, molding my dough. Now that I have it to the edge, I'll finish zipping it up. So you can see all of my chocolate chips are spread nice and evenly through my dough. So I'm going to pop this into the fridge and let it go ahead and chill for about 30 minutes before cooking it off. Alright, so I just went ahead and took my dough out of the refrigerator. So it's been chilling for about 30 minutes, which makes it a whole lot easier to work with. So you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut open your Ziploc bag. Now, depending on how large you like your cookies, you can section it. I like my cookies to be fairly large when they're filled with so much goodness, which is all of our different chocolates. So I'm going to make 1 to 1.5 inch vertical lines going down my dough. All right. So now that I've done that, I have already lined my baking sheet with my parchment paper, so you don't have to add any spray or anything to that if you're using parchment paper because it won't stick. And I'm just going to space my cookie squares out. So there's maybe like 1 inch to 1.5 inches in between each one. Just make sure your spacing is nice and good because these will expand as they cook. All right, so my pan looks pretty full. So the secret ingredient is your sea salt. It gives you that nice balance. So you're just basically gonna take it and just sprinkle over your pan. Not too much because you don't want it to be salty. And then we're going to pop these into the oven, 375 degrees. And the key to a soft, moist cookie is to take it out right when you start seeing the bottom get a nice brown around the edges. You want to take it off and let it continue to cook on the pan outside the oven. All right, we just took the cookies out of the oven, so you can see, I'll hold one up here, that there's a nice rim of brown around the cookie, not too dark on the bottom, still nice and light color up top. And when you break it open, see how you have all those nice puffs and layers of air, still nice and soft. So we're going to go ahead and plate these up and be ready to serve because they've gone ahead and cooled for a while on their pan, because you don't want to move cookies too soon because they won't hold up their shape. But I did say that I was making cookies two ways. So one of the other cookies that I made, if you look in the description, I had a kitchen sink cookie. The thing about a kitchen sink cookie is it uses the same exact dough base. The difference is all the goodies that you put in the inside. And so this is one of my kitchen sink cookies. Again, when you open it up, still nice and chewy. Inside of this cookie, we have the pecans, the walnuts, in addition to all of the different types of chocolate. So these, either way you make it, they're all winners. So today, a great day to celebrate with our inauguration. Got my pearls on, super excited. So what better way to end the day than to have some kitchen sink cookies and some chocolate chunk cookies. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can see upcoming recipes and tell me what you think. For a detailed list of ingredients, look at the description below or subscribe to the channel. You can also find out more recipes on candobaking.com.